Good morning, Laura.
Good morning, Meg. Good morning, Mary Cheatham.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. I hope you both are.
We
Yes.
are. I feel like I don't know if this is accurate, but is this the first time we've had a team member on Coffee with MC?
I think Christina spoke about mortgage rates,
Did
right?
Maybe,
maybe
I
maybe.
think she did.
It's been a
And
while.
Shannon brought Betty White.
Yes,
Shannon
that's
brought Betty White.
right. That's right.
Which is
That's right. That's right. But to your point, it's a great honor, and I'm excited to be here.
Well, thank you for being here. We know your weekends are always, your Fridays are kicking off a very busy weekend. So we appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
Yay. So Mary Cheatham's going to introduce our special guest today.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, y'all are in for a treat.
Yes.
Because we have a brilliant mind and a fabulous personality with us today. Laura Montocchio, who is the VP of Sales for our buyer division. So she heads up the buy side of our real estate business. And so Laura has worked with buyers for years. She certainly continues to do so. And so she really has her finger on the pulse of kind of what's happening with our market and certainly what buyers are looking for, what their concerns are, all those types of things. So we're excited to have you here, Laura. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yay. And today we kind of have two things that we want to touch on to share with everyone. One is just a general little tidbit of information about our local market that someone who is a potential buyer soon, who's not an agent, I think is really interesting. And then at the end, we want to share a fun, really cool opportunity that you're spearheading, Laura, with our buy side that everyone can participate in. So do you want to kick us off on the little fun stat?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think so. And I think, Laura, so you have always worked with buyers since you've been in real estate. And
That's
so
right.
what do you love about that?
What I love about that is it's happy. It's almost always happy, particularly in our market, because people have worked hard all their lives and they're fulfilling their dream of having a beach house where they can hang out with their grandkids, or they're upsizing because their family has expanded. So it is a joy and an honor to work with folks to help them realize such an important dream. And we get to do the fun stuff like you see on HGTV, like showing. I mean, let's be real, that's fun.
Yeah.
And we have such beautiful homes in our area. So those would be my two favorite things.
I think that's so great. And I know, that you guys get tons of questions and I mean, I know that y'all are just like you said, I mean, I feel like that part of what goes along with that is certainly we love working with folks who are buying their primary home, whether they're upsizing or downsizing or moving to the area or whatever it may be. And a lot of times people have a background in that, right? It's an experience that they've had before. And so I know one of the things that has come up again and again, which as I understand it is part of the impetus for this great new project, is people want to understand, how do you even start to buy a second home? Like, what does that look like, right? And I know that educating people on that has been a big part of your job and of what you've been doing. And I know it's something that you love and that you're great at.
Thank you. And yes, absolutely, that is important. And we do love that part of our jobs, helping to teach people, because to your point, especially specific to the second home market, and to your point, not all of our market is second home by any means, but looking specifically at that second home market, even people who have a lot of experience buying, selling, multiple primary residences, there are important differences when you're looking to buy a second home. And there are also important differences buying at the coast versus buying in Winston-Salem or Raleigh. And so that is a big part of our job and is the impetus of our special project we're going to be talking about.
I'm excited. So like, I know, I feel like everybody's kind of asking what's happening with the market, right? So I think that, you and I can explain a little bit about what we're feeling on the ground. I know that, when we track the showings on our listings, which is kind of on the listing side of our business with our sellers that we currently have their homes on the market, condos on the market. We recently had a weekend where we had 25 showings on our listings. And
in one weekend.
That's
pretty impressive.
Whereas on a similar weekend last month, we had 9. So, I mean,
Mhm.
Laura, we see this every year, that starting at the beginning of the
Mhm.
year, people
Mhm.
get excited. They want to come out, they want to find their, especially if it's a second home, they want to do that prior to the beginning of the season, that kind of thing. I mean, is that, so things feel really good from my perspective. Do you feel the same way about our market?
Absolutely. And just using the same stat that you just quoted, on the buy side last week, it was 34 showings.
Wow.
So, and that is absolutely, we feel like is an indicator that it's going to be a hot spring market, that it's already starting.
Yeah.
Even though it's been cold, don't let that fool you.
Yeah, right. Right. So, and so one of the things, I mean, really kind of, you know, for folks who are trying to time the market, I mean, I think that's something that people always have questions about. And I talk to people about that all the time, and they're like, you know, we really want to buy a place down there, but we just don't want to overpay. We want to make sure that we have timed the market so that we're getting in at a good time. You know, it feels to me like we've seen a lot of growth in property values over the last year or two, especially since COVID.
Mhm.
It doesn't feel like that we're on the precipice of dipping back down, right? Of giving up those gains. In other words, it feels like that if somebody's waiting for prices to go back down, they might have to keep waiting. I mean, it might just not ever happen. Is that, I mean, do you?
I agree for two reasons come to mind, top of mind. One is buyer demand remains so high. Our biggest challenge as buyer specialists is inventory. And so we have such a backlog of buyers who are ready to purchase here. They're just waiting for their place to come on the market. So, and we don't anticipate that going down. We keep, to the contrary, each week we're getting more calls from folks who realize they want to retire here. And we've got new F-35 squadrons coming in Havelock up the road with thousands of people coming into the area. So that's one reason. And another reason is, I actually was working on a presentation for the secret project we're about to announce. May I show one of the slides? Because I think it comes to mind. Okay. If you take a little bit broader view and compare to other beach communities in North Carolina, we took from MLS the average sale price last year for each of these areas. So specifically in our area, we looked at Atlantic Beach and Pinole Shores. So last year, a single family home in Pinole Shores and Atlantic Beach was just over 900,000. A condo was just under 500,000.
Okay. On average.
Like, and if people are watching like, oh, holy cow, I can't, that's not my budget. This is the average. There are huge outliers. There's a home in Emerald Isle pending right now at 5 million on the one end of the spectrum. And you can buy into some of the condotels in Atlantic Beach for 150,000. So we have a huge range, right? But these are the averages. And then we were interested to compare to other very popular beach areas in North Carolina, like Topsail. So Topsail average price for a single family home last year was just a little over $1 million. Condo is about 550. And then if you look specifically at Wrightsville Beach, you're in a different ballpark at 3.4 and then 1.1.
Wow.
And for people who have lived in North Carolina since the 90s, if you remember Wrightsville Beach before I-40 went in and after, that was really when that whole area exploded property value wise. And of course, as most people I think are aware, Highway 70 between here and the Triangle is turning into Interstate 42. So I think this paints over the next few years. So this paints a picture that more than other beach communities in North Carolina, we still have room for growth. So no, I don't anticipate that prices are going to go back down, but my crystal ball is currently on the blink, so I can't promise, but that's what I think.
This is so interesting. This is so interesting.
That's really good.
Laura, I mean, I think we the cat's out of the bag with this slide here. I think that's a little teaser of what's to come with what you're about to tell us next with this project that you and the buy side have put together. So will you fill us in on something that folks watching can, you know, be a part of?
Yes, and I think you just hit on something really cool, Meg. We have worked on this project as a buy team, and we were having so much fun doing it. And each of us has different little areas of extra expertise, right? And we've pooled all that and created an online seminar called How to Buy a Beach House.
Love it.
And we're launching it March 9th and March 11th are our two inaugural sessions. It's free to attend. We'll have about 30 minutes of content, and then we'll stick around as long as people want for Q&A. But the purpose of it is, or the target audience, I think would describe the purpose, is anybody who lives inland, probably, so that's anywhere west of us.
Sure.
And that thinking about maybe someday buying a place at the beach. And if so, is now the time, or are we in a bubble? What are current market conditions? And, you know, there are a lot of, just like we looked on that slide I just shared, there are a lot of national news stories that make you think one thing about the housing market, but real estate is so local. And so we drill into what exactly is happening in Carteret County. What questions should you be asking to be a savvy and educated buyer, whether you're working with us or purchasing in another area? And so we explore all of those topics, and we're super excited to launch it.
That's really cool. So Laura, are y'all gonna, so you're gonna cover the area and kind of what's happening in our market. You're gonna cover how to be a savvy buyer. You're gonna cover like, what do you need? What do you need to think about before you pull the trigger and move forward and make that appointment?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We talk a little bit about how conventional mortgages are a little bit different with second homes. We talk about different tips for working with the best lender for that specific situation. Great. And so absolutely.
Cool. That's awesome. So Laura, just to recap, this is completely online via a Zoom link. Now we will post, I know it's an Eventbrite link that people can register, and it's free, which is amazing. This is free information. I think I have had a sneak peek of the presentation, and I learned so much just flipping through it without y'all's commentary. And I know that you guys are, you know, each one of you guys are chock full of information just from experience, but we'll post the link in the comments so folks can check out that registration. And I think this is such a cool tool for anyone interested in purchasing here on the coast.
Right. And yeah, and it's no pressure, right? People can just drop in and come and learn and hop off.
That's it. The more, the merrier.
Amazing. And will you recap one more time the 2 dates and times that you guys have?
Yes, March 9th is the first session. It's a Thursday at 6 p.m. if you're like an after work kind of person.
Love.
And then as an alternative, that's Saturday, March 11th at 10 o'clock a.m.
Love. Cool. I love options.
I do too.
Awesome.
I do too.
Well, Laura, thank you. We're really excited to be there and see all, you know, all the fun little goodies you guys have to fill us in on. So thank you guys for putting this together. It's exciting. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yay.
It was fun.
Thank you. And Laura, before you scoot off.
Oh yeah.
Can you just tell us what's been saving your life lately?
I should have known you were going to ask me that.
You can't leave. We knew you were trying to get away.
Okay. No, I'll play. My Vitamix.
Oh.
My Vitamix, because especially just running out and about in this job, I sometimes struggle to get the nutrition I aspire to get. And so I have renewed my relationship with my Vitamix. And each morning it is the smoothie. I put kale and blueberries and guacamole, and it's just buttery creamy because of the Vitamix. So I just finished my smoothie this morning, and so I just feel great to start the day like that.
That's a good one.
Do you have a Vitamix too?
I do.
Okay. That you forgot to put the lid on the other day?
I did. Did I tell you that, Laura?
That's bad.
Kale and chia seeds were everywhere.
Oh dear, I can imagine. I just wish they were glass so you could put it in the dishwasher, but I do every now and then, but you know, you're not really supposed to.
You put yours in the
dishwasher every day.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Okay, good to know, especially with guacamole, or not guac, avocado.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? It gets like that. So anyway, my Vitamix is the answer.
Good.
That is a good one.
Okay.
That makes me want to get one.
Okay. I love that.
Laura, thank
you. Laura.
Have a great weekend.
Friday.
Best of luck.
Bye. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you. That is basically the fundamental, that illustrates the fundamental differences between my personality and Laura's personality, which is that she knows that you can't put it in the dishwasher.
And you're like,
and she doesn't. And I didn't know that, and I do.
You were today years old when you learned
that you're not supposed to do that. So far, sorry, Vitamix, but so far she's holding up great. I've had her for a long time.
You have, you're always on a smoothie kick with your Vitamix.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's because I like to have several breakfasts.
It's true. You are, and you're a liquid, like a drink gal.
I am a drink gal. That's exactly right.
Big
That's
time.
exactly right. Okay, so what's saving your life?
Well, what's saving my life is that we get to go to California together shortly
I
today.
know.
So we are leaving shortly to hit the road to fly to Family Reunion, which is in California this year, which is a Keller Williams conference where some of our team goes just to pick up on new industry trends, learn more things to better serve our clients, and really network with a lot of other agents in our area, or not in our area. They're
Right.
all across the world, which
Right.
we're really excited about. So that's in Anaheim this weekend.
Yeah. And I think to piggyback on that, I think that what is saving my life about that opportunity is it feels really good to get a new perspective and to talk to people who are doing the same thing that we're doing, but have a different approach to it. I'm excited because we have an Airbnb we have 9 people from our team going. So we have an Airbnb with 9 ladies and 3 bathrooms. We're just gonna come back to that later. It's gonna be fine. And I think it's gonna be a great chance for us to kind of spend some time together, and also to spend some time with some other folks and kind of learn how they do things. And our very own Liz Wayne is going to be delivering a presentation that we're really excited about and so proud.
As are you.
Well, mine's a panel. I mean, a panel is they just ask you questions. It's way different than
Liz is really going
She's
up
gonna
there with
kill
one
it.
other person. We're really excited. Congrats, Liz.
I
That's
know.
huge to be asked in front of 17,000 people.
Yeah. It's a lot. No big deal.
No big deal. And we're really excited for you. That's scary to get up in front of people and speak regardless. So, well, yay, Liz and MC.
It's gonna be fun.
Very excited, and we will keep
We'll
you
see
guys
y'all when we
posted
get
next
back.
weekend.
We'll see you next week. That's
Yes.
exactly right.
Have
In
a
the
great
meantime,
weekend.
have a great weekend.
Bye,
Thanks,
y'all.
guys.